Okay, YouTube, welcome to a new Let's Play for Europa Universalis IV, where I'm going to try and get the achievement for Luck of the Irish. Now, to do this achievement, you can be any of the Irish one-province minors. You have a few choices. I don't like Tyrone, because his air is really bad. You can take the 1-1-2. I don't like Connacht, because it only comes with 2 ships, 2 light ships instead of 3. And, generally speaking, at the start of the game, you're usually rivaled with Tyrone, Leinster, and Munster, so that's less than optimal as well. Munster, it's really hard to get an alliance with Scotland, and also the King's pretty bad. He's only 1-2-2. Leinster, the King's also pretty bad, but you have no heir, which means you have at least a chance of getting something better than the abysmal heirs that exist everywhere else. I mean, the 3-2-2 is not bad, but you know, I think we can do better. Because it's an achievement, we're going to need Iron Man mode, so I'll turn that on. And I'll go ahead and get started. Luck of the Irish. Okay. Now I am playing with the better UI mod. Doesn't change the checksum, so you can still do Iron Mans with it. Iron Man, so I'm not quite sure what the term is there. Anyway, feel free to go ahead and grab it if you want. The first thing I'd recommend if you're going for this achievement, if you start the game and Scotland is not friendly, if this is neutral, don't even bother. Just start a new game. It would be nice if Tyrone was friendly as well, but that won't be tricky to improve. As far as trade goes, whether you forward or collect in Bordeaux, you make about the same amount of money. You can actually make 0.02 or 0.03 ducats more if you change and collect trade in Antwerp, which is what I'm going to do. I'm then going to send my light ships to protect trade in London. I will recruit a general, pretty bad, and my king, a little bit better, but not by much. So we'll go ahead and grab that guy. We will set our rivals. Since both people are hostile to me, I'll just rival them both, Munster and Connacht. Missions, I will go with improve our prestige in this case. It's going to take a while to get it, but that's alright. I'm going to go ahead and get an alliance with Scotland, and I am going to improve relations with Ulster until I can get an alliance with them as well, or with Tyrone, sorry, until I can get an alliance with them as well. Tune this up to speed 5, thank you, and then when I get a chance I'm going to improve relations with Scotland. I'd like to try and max out my relations with Scotland if I can, and as quickly as possible. That'll come in handy. There's the royal marriage. We will take a royal marriage from Scotland. Tyrone, how's this going? One more, there we go. Stop improvement there. Get the alliance. And then I'm going to fabricate a claim on Connacht because it should be the lowest risk of discovery. 0.62% there. Munster 0.77. So I'm going to go and fabricate a claim on Connacht. Now the reason that I say it's so important to make sure that Scotland is friendly is because it can get very tricky if Scotland starts allying the rest of the one-province minors. They may ally one of them, and that's fine. Even if they ally 2, you can still probably work around it. 1-4-4. Not bad, but it's better than 1-2-2, better than a 3-2-2 even, so it's pretty good. I wouldn't mind seeing kind of more administrative power, but it's not a bad air. Not a bad air at all. So yeah, what I'm watching for here is to see who Scotland allies with, if any. And it looks like there are no relation improvements going on, so this might work out in my favor. Something I will do, I'm going to set Scotland as a country of special interest, because for some reason they don't start as one. But Austria does begin as one, and I don't really care about Austria quite yet. I will later on, when they get a little bit bigger, but for now, it really has no impact on me. Scotland has no bearing, or Austria has no bearing on what's happening in Ireland. One thing I think I forgot to do is reduce my army maintenance. I won't be going to war for a while, so I don't need that up. And now it's a bit of a waiting game, waiting for our claim to come in. And let's see, the Connacht's usually the one that allies with Scotland. It doesn't look like they're going to. But I want to tie up as many alliance slots as I can. Generally, these Irish one-province miners will only make, at most, 2 alliances initially. They may expand to make 3 alliances later on, but initially just 2. Tyrone almost always allies with Munster, so I want to keep them, kind of tie up their slots. So if they ally with me, they ally with Munster, that's it. There's their 2, they're probably not going to deal with anything else. Munster usually only allies with Tyrone, and then either Scotland or England. And Connacht almost always allies with Scotland. It doesn't look like they're going to, which is great for me. I don't know if you noticed there, but Scotland is supporting the independence of Sweden. Now that can make things a little bit difficult, because if Scotland declares an early war or gets sucked into an early war for Swedish independence, they're not going to come and help you. And you may need their help. There we go. So Munster did ally with Scotland. So I need to get into a war with Scotland. And they won't come. Did they change their attitude towards me? No, they still like me. So why won't they join me here? I'm not quite sure why they're not going to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and fabricate a claim on Ulster then. And hopefully Scotland will join me in a war against Ulster. I'll take the prestige hit right now. I know it takes me down to the negatives, but that's alright. It's not going to play a big factor right now. I mean, the difference between +5 and -5 is going to be a big factor for what I need to do in the immediate future. Long term, I'm obviously going to need higher prestige, but it's not going to be hard to get the prestige up. I know that's my mission. I'm eventually going to start exploring, and I will get prestige pretty quickly doing that. So I'm not too concerned about the prestige at this point. Leinster, we were caught fabric. Was that me? I can't remember if that was me caught. I didn't read it closely enough. I don't think it was me getting caught, because if I had have, Scotland's opinion of me probably would have changed. They would have gone from friendly to defensive. Yeah, still coming along. Scotland isn't involved in another war yet. Alright. And as I said, Tyrone does usually end up in an alliance with Munster, and they did again. Everyone's going to want to go after Connacht. Poor little Connacht's always left out there by themselves. 2. Alright, 75% mark usually means there's about 3 months left. It's going to take me 3 months to get my morale up, so now's a good time to do it. I'm going to recruit a knight. That'll get me up to my force limit. I will be annexing Connacht very soon as well. That will increase my force limit to 5. So I'm going to go over my force limit by 1 for now, by recruiting an extra infantry as well. I was discovered, but it looks like Scotland is not going to change their opinion of me. That's nice. Their attitude, I mean. That's nice. Okay, so we got just over 40 days left. Just over a month left before we have our claim. And then it will be kind of a series of wars here. And you're going to see this is going to be a little tricky. I can't go to war with Munster because they're allied with Scotland, and that would pull Scotland in against me, and I can't handle that. Scotland won't join me against Connacht, but Tyrone will. Okay, it's not really all that helpful. What's interesting though is that Scotland may join me against Tyrone. So what I'm going to do is declare war on Connacht with Tyrone, and after I make peace here, hopefully Scotland still won't be embroiled in some bitter war elsewhere. That's my hope. We'll see how this plays out. Looks like France is trying to fight away from home against England. This is interesting. Succession war for who? Navarra. This is very interesting. It's interesting because Castile happens to have a potent fleet. So this may be an opportunity for England to be weakened. There's basically 3 ways to do this achievement that I've read about. Take out Scotland, and then as a larger nation, with the help of someone from the mainland, then turn on England. Most people have talked about using the English to help fight against Scotland. We might have been able to do that. The English are neutral towards me. Another option is to, with the help of Scotland, if England finds themselves in trouble with rebels and wars and whatnot, and they have a weakened military, just go and take out England directly. The third way is to run to the New World, move your capital out there, make a huge powerful nation over there, and then when you're big and strong, come back with your large military to deal with England. And that's probably how I'm going to end up. That's always my plan going into these. I plan to run to the New World, but if an opportunity presents itself to try a different way, I will. This is probably close to my 30th time trying it. The last time I had an opportunity to go for Scotland, but I couldn't get England's help, so I just went on my own instead of going bankrupt, and it was a complete disaster. So this is definitely a tricky achievement to get. It's well named. You certainly need luck. There's no doubt of that. Okay. Siege over, there we go. I don't need the legitimacy, so it looks like we're getting a good general. I'm going to assume he has... Oh, excellent. It's about as good as I could have hoped for at this point. I'm going to go ahead and fire my other one. And now I will sue for peace. I want full annexation. Make it so. They have accepted. I am going to start coring. I will stamp out any resistance. And now I will dissolve my alliance and wait 30 days. Munster, I assume, is still allied. They are with Scotland. I'm going to wait for the 30 days so I can declare war here. There we go. Scotland will join me. Excellent. Declare war. And hopefully Munster honors the alliance. They did. Excellent. If they didn't, I would have had to have fabricated a claim on Munster. But since they joined me, I will be able to since they joined honored it against Tyrone, I can just move right in. Now I split here because I don't want Scotland winning a siege. I want to be in charge of all these sieges. And I made it there first, so I'm going to be the one getting the credit for it, which is excellent. That's what matters. So it looks like at the end of the day, I didn't need Scotland's help at all. But the advantage here is it prevented Munster from calling Scotland into the war on their side anyway, so it'll all work out. It'll all work out. Yeah. So I'm just waiting to recover, there we go, recover some men so that siege will start going on, which it will. You may notice I'm not blockading ports. I didn't do it against Connacht, I'm not doing it now. I would rather have the money from them protecting trade, even if the sieges take a little bit longer. So the nice thing too with having the general here with siege value and Scotland blockading, this siege should finish first, which is good because Tyrone is my war goal. So I will make a separate peace with Munster, and what I'm going to do is try and take them as a vassal, and then try and take Tyrone as a vassal. If I annex them, I can't ask them for money. Annexation will take 100% of war score, whereas vassals only like 7, 10, something like that. 15, so I can still take all their money. So this is kind of what I'm going to go for there. Maxed out relations with Scotland. I'm going to start improving relations with France. So yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. For Munster, I want to take them as a vassal and I'll take all their money, and Ulster I want to take them as a vassal and take all their money as well. That way I'll have some a good bit of money in the bank. And that's going to be very important if we do end up, if no opportunity comes up to go to war and take England now, and we do have to run to the New World, we're going to need money. for settling new worlds, for colonization. So it's going to be good to have that money. Okay, it's coming along nicely. 28. Let me just double check that I am leading that one. I am. I'm the only one there. Perfect. Excellent. There we go. And Connacht is now my patrimony, so I'm now making some income off of it. Okay. Munster. That's your vassal. And give me all your money. Excellent. And as you can see, I'm now making money with full army maintenance, which is great, because it just means once I make peace, I'll still be making money. Group up. I didn't end up taking any loans, I don't think. No. Now I have a fair bit of money. I have some naval force limit. I am going to get 2 more light ships. And as I said, my force limit will go up to 5, which it did. That's excellent. I'm going to go ahead and win this siege, get a little bit more money. Okay, almost 50%. That's probably the last level. Yeah, it's at level 12 there now. Okay. Sue for peace. Be my vassal. Give me all your money. And there we go. So they are all my vassals. Now I need to pick a new rival. I'm going to pick England. I'm not going to pick Tyrone. Certainly not going to rival my vassal. That sounds silly. And so there you go. Bingo. We have conquered all the one-province miners in Ireland. And you are going to have to kind of play, kind of like I did there, you're going to have to play alliance games to make that work. It's always a little tricky. Like I said, I've done this several times. It is not a trivial task. It takes a little bit of thinking and strategy to kind of plan out how to make this happen. Get my royal marriage with Tyrone. That's that. We are improving relations with France. 17 and -4. So we'll have an alliance with France pretty soon. And then I'll work on probably Castile. They will make a nice ally if we can get them. Denmark might make a nice ally. We'll see, but we'll look at that next time. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.